Welcome to the Skincare Academy's Acne and Aging to Glow podcast. I am your host, Hayley Barnes, one of Australia's leading acne naturopaths and educators. I went from having acne myself for over 10 years to studying naturopathic medicine and not only treating the root cause of my acne, but hundreds of women's acne in clinical practice also. Now I teach skin health professionals internationally how to treat the root cause of their clients' acne internally. Acne is a sign that the body needs internal support, and until the individual's internal cause of acne has been addressed, you cannot treat acne. No amount of skincare and treatments will treat the internal root cause of your client's acne. On this podcast, you can expect to learn naturopathic acne treatments, internal skin support, evidence-based treatment plans, the latest acne research, holistic skin fundamentals, and most importantly, how to become the leading acne specialist. I will also introduce you to the most influential industry professionals that I know along the way. Did you know the first body system to address when treating acne internally is always the gut? It is simple. If your client has acne, they have gut issues that need to be addressed before you and your acne client will see results. Which is why I have created a free masterclass called Treat Acne Through the Gut. And in 45 minutes, I teach skin professionals just like yourself in 3 simple steps how to confidently identify and explain the root causes of acne in the gut, using the exact naturopathic case-taking questions that I use in clinic, as well as my signature acne face map explained. Why digestion in the stomach, absorption in the small intestine, and elimination in the large intestine needs to be addressed, and addressed systematically and specific to the individual acne client. Now, a big tip is it's not all about the microbiome here. The exact nutrients, foods, and supplements needed to treat acne through the gut. To access this free training, click the link in the show notes, and I cannot wait to see you inside the Treat Acne Through the Gut Masterclass. Alrighty, welcome back everybody to the Acne and Aging to Glow podcast. Another episode here for you guys, and today is a really special one. I mean, everyone's episode is special, but today is extra special because we have our own Skincare Academy Acne Naturopath Paige here. And Paige has joined us, and I'm so excited for her to jump on today. And basically, Paige, we don't have any questions like written down or anything like that. We're just going to be having a chat and really introducing you guys to Paige. A lot of people listening have acne themselves, are struggling with acne themselves, or are industry professionals in the skin and beauty industry, maybe looking to refer to a naturopath, wanting to understand a little bit more what we do, and why we are quite unique in regards to that we are specialized acne naturopaths. And Paige is going to come on and share her journey and, why she studied naturopathy, what her naturopathic philosophy is, maybe share some of her background, some other clients that she's supported, helped treat acne. Acne is a big passion of Paige's, and Paige has her own acne journey as well. Paige really stood out when we were going through and finding our Skincare Academy Acne Naturopath. She's very relaxed and very warm, and I always feel calm talking to her. I've actually never told you that. But yeah, I do. So welcome, Paige, to the Acne and Aging to Glow podcast.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's so exciting. That was a really nice introduction. So yeah, really happy to be on here. So it's my first podcast, so bear with me.
Oh, I love that. There's been so many people on the podcast that's been their first podcast. So I love everybody's just like, yeah, let's get it done. Let's do it. Because Paige and I were just talking before, and we're just like, we're all human. We're all here basically to, inspire support, elevate women. So if we can put our, things aside to help those people, then that's what we're going to do. So let's jump in, Paige. Is it possible for you to run us through like your how you got into naturopathy? And I know it started from your own health challenges, but a lot of people probably don't know that because they look at you, you're beautiful, you're a naturopath, things like that, but they don't actually know like the hard, ugly internal truth of what it's like to go through a healing, to be able to treat your acne and other health conditions. It's not easy. Otherwise, everyone would just be like, have no health conditions.
Yeah.
So can you please run us through that?
Yeah, definitely. Like, first of all, I feel like so many people that do study naturopathy or nutrition or this type of holistic wellness,
Mm.
we all come from somewhere that puts us into it. So yeah, it definitely acne was one of my main things when I was younger that got me into health in general. I kind of in high school thought I wanted to be a fashion designer and I just put all my energy into that. And then it wasn't until, yeah, I think I was like 19. I always had acne when I was like younger in high school,
Mm.
on and off, definitely like hormonals, being put on and off pills, Roaccutane, antibiotics. Like I literally, yeah, I'm the textbook that's done it all, which I find most of my clients can relate to in ways. And I guess I just never had that guidance when I was younger. And for me, like my personal journey, like so much of it was stemmed from big life changes or like life traumas or things like that. And, it's something that it's different for everyone and it's not a textbook thing to treat. And I was just so frustrated by that because then when I went into health, I was like, okay, I'm going to go from one extreme to the other and just fully immerse myself and be so healthy, go on all these restrictive diets, take all these supplements, and was talking to everyone, self-prescribing everything. And I was just getting worse. And I think a big learning curve for me was having to go on Roaccutane when I think I was like at the start of my degree. So I was in uni and it's like I didn't even want anyone to know because I was just like, oh my God, I'm going to be so shamed. Like I remember there'd be like someone eating like McDonald's or something at uni and everyone would be like, oh my God, how are they eating that in here? Like
All the other
deep down, I
naturopaths
was
are
kind of like
like,
awkward
no.
on them. Yeah, yeah. So it just made me want to, yeah, learn more, like just understand the body. And it wasn't just acne that I was like going through, it was hormonal imbalances, gut issues, thyroid issues, because usually it all links together and one thing accompanies another thing. So yeah, it was and just being overwhelmed by like, oh my God, it's, there's just so much information out there. There's so many different viewpoints, and it takes so much time to actually find your way and find your belief and understand and trust what works and what doesn't.
Mm.
And for being a naturopath now, helping people with acne, like I just think you don't take that all on yourself. Like find someone who understands you and you can relate to and you can just trust and let them guide you and help you and support you as long as it aligns to you. Um, but yeah, I mean, even to this day, like I still get breakouts. Like I'm not perfect in any way, shape, or form. And even working in this field, like there's definitely been parts of me being like, oh my God, but like I am I good enough to be an acne naturopath? Because like I'll still break out, but I know why I break out and like I can give advice. And yes, I definitely live um a lot of my friends and people who know me are like, I love that you do like walk the talk or
Yeah.
whatever the saying is, you know what I mean? Like that is me. But yeah, I'll still get stressed or I'll still push myself sometimes or eat bad things. And then I come back and I'm like, okay, well, I know why that's happening. Um, Yeah.
And I think what you said there, like I get a lot of DMs. Like I've got 3 DMs this morning from people that have followed us on Instagram, but they're actually skin professionals, but they are suffering with acne. Because
Yeah.
I'm just like, how are you? What do you do? Do you have acne? Are you treating acne? And a lot of them say like, oh, I feel like, I'm a hypocrite. I'm a cop out. Go figure. I'm treating acne and I have acne. And so a lot of therapists and professionals in the industry, I think, take like it really hard. And I
Mm.
suppose like, the difference is, and I get a breakout now and then, but I know why, exactly the same. And that's the main key is we know exactly why and we know exactly what's happening in our body and our client's body to bring them back. Whereas the people that don't know and aren't educated in that way are just freaking out and like down talking themselves that everything's gone to shit. It's like when you like
Yeah.
go on, a diet. I never really was a dieter, but my mum used to do diets and then I like did it for a little bit and I was like, no. And like you'd have like something bad and then you're like, that's it. I've stuffed the whole thing. Like may as well just go out and eat whatever. It's like when you're a skin professional and then you get acne, it's just like, right, that's it. Like the whole thing's gone to shit. But it's not, and like Paige has said, we are all human. And if we were sitting like in a mountain in Nepal, like meditating all day, every day with our meals being made for us and we didn't have that much stress, then maybe we wouldn't ever get acne. But we live in a
Mm.
modern world, so our bodies need to be self-healing and regulating,
Yeah.
and everything can sync together to literally get us through these different stages of life without breaking out and having mass inflammation in the body because it's never just acne, right? It's like Paige said, it's gut, it's thyroid, it's hormones. And that's how we look at acne.
Yeah. And like I just think our face is also like a reflection of our identity and our ego and our self-worth. And like you want to laugh because in a way, like you just want to say to people, oh, like, don't stress about it or be positive about it. And it's actually the hardest thing when you're going through it. But then self-hating is just and the stress that it comes with makes it worse. So it's just one of those things that can be so tricky and it's not just about the diets and the supplement. It's a real it's a real holistic sort of condition to treat because you've actually got to go into your self-love and your self-worth, and it's all areas of your health that you need to focus on. The diet alone won't just do it, the supplements alone won't just do it, and that's like the main thing I think I learned going through everything, being like, what is it? And then I realized like, there was parts of me like I didn't accept and love about myself, as like, cliche as it might sound, but that had a huge impact, yeah, for my skin journey for sure.
No, that's so good that you're so open and vulnerable to say that because at the end of the day, that's what it is. Like, you're not got, the naturopath can only do so much. Amazing at individualizing and know exactly what the cause is and then giving you a tailored treatment plan. But at the end of the day, the client needs to have the confidence within themselves that they can heal and the trust
Mhm.
within their therapist that they're going to hold their hand for the whole way. And time again, it happens again. We get amazing before and after results, and people think, and I actually was the same. I thought like something was actually wrong with me, like
Mm.
actually no, like I thought that I had like a genetic defect or like something was like limiting my ability to like make new cells on my face or something. Like I tried everything as well.
Mm.
And that mental health component of having acne is not really spoken about as much as what it should be. Like, obviously, from a depletion and neurotransmitter and a sleep point of view, that's where we come in. But also from, like you were saying, like you know, positive self-talk and, mindset and mantra type of point of view, where if you're constantly seeing new breakouts and you're trying everything, there's only so long that you can go until it gets you down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a nasty cycle, because then you get down and then, it affects the rest of your health as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so one thing that I've seen in clinic with Paige, because we've been working, like Paige is taking all the appointments now, but we still talk through treatment plans. We still go through everything in the background together. And the one thing that I've seen that's been really, really cool that Paige is doing with clients in the clinic at the moment is she is such a foodie, and food as medicine is her thing, and her treatment plans for the clients I've been so impressed with, because as Paige mentioned at the start, acne and like our advanced acne to glow students still sometimes struggle with it. Like, I don't know how to get the cause. Like, it's not an easy condition to treat, because you're treating every body system to make
Mm.
sure the skin is our biggest elimination organ. So liver and gut are our other two bigger elimination organs. We need to go straight there, because the skin is picking up the slack and wanting to help eliminate the waste. So we can't treat the skin unless we're treating the gut and the liver just from get go. But what Paige does, and what takes her time and really good naturopath time, is customizing and individualizing where that client's at. Like mind, body, spot, soul, spirit, if people are interested in it, other than just like, here's your supplements, here's your food that you eat. Like, if you look into the energetics of food and what it makes people, how it makes people feel, when you actually nourish yourself, you feel better. And so, I've found that you have created an environment for people to be excited about that. And at the end of the day, that's what's going to keep their acne away long term, not the supplements.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, I could talk about to people about food like all day, but it's the main thing to get right. And as you said, it's long term, and like guiding people around that, like that pillar of health to get right, like you take that with you for life, and it helps you in so many different ways. And you just forget, like, I am so used to eating now how I eat and what my diet is. It's not stressful for me. I love it. I never feel like I'm missing out. I definitely didn't used to be healthy when I was like younger, and I went through all the different health fads, and I could just like to think of some of it, I'm like, I can't believe I thought that was healthy or I was doing that. But yeah, it's confusing, honestly. But I even forget now, like I was just away like overseas and staying with family for like a month, and just there'd be little things I was doing about like a tea I was drinking, or how I was prepping my food, or that I'd like mash up an anchovy and put it in like some mince or something. And and that I have people be like, what are you doing? And I'd be like, oh, I'm just, like putting this in there, and I explain why. And then it's like, oh my God, that's amazing. And I'm going to do that now. And then they message me now being like, oh, I'm still making that dish. And it's just nice to have that like impact on people too. Food's so important. It brings people together, and there's so much behind it. And usually when I'm seeing clients, like, if it's mothers, that then they bring that knowledge to their family, or you'll bring it to your partner, or yeah, I just think it's something that shouldn't be stressful. And if you can find that excitement about food and get excited about, what you're going to eat, and know that it's going to make you feel good. Like I always get asked about, oh, but why not gluten? And it's not that I'm like anti-gluten or anti anything, but I kind of put it back on them. I'm like, but what do you get from that? Like you want to eat something to feel good and to get nutrients from it. And there's nothing to gain from gluten. It's like I find it a very like empty sort of food that doesn't help your health. So, I mean, there's so much more I can go into about that, but just for an example, like why wouldn't you try something else where your body's going to respond so much better, and you'll feel better and lighter, and you're actually nourishing yourself.
Yeah, and I think because it's like even in school, like, the nutrition and like nutrient dense diets aren't really advocated for. It's like, okay, people just go like cereal, breads.
Mm.
That's how we were kind of taught in health at school, like the old school food pyramid, and that's still ingrained in a lot of people's mindset, and they hold on to it. But then, you can go into the whole like food preparation, like you go to Europe and then people are like, having bread and whatnot and they're fine. And so I think like I agree with you though, like doesn't matter what it is or what the fad is or what the trend is, individually, what is providing you the most nutrients, the most bang for your buck that you eat, that is going to provide long-term health, clear
Yeah.
and longevity.
Yeah. And taking note about how you feel and how food makes you feel. Like get in touch with yourself and know that, know the signs of, how do I feel when I've eaten something? Just becoming more in tune with your body is like such a key thing to understanding yourself better. And like knowing yourself and understanding yourself is the best way to achieve long-lasting health.
Yeah, that's it. And that's what makes us different. Like we really care about our clients. I think when I've had my own acne journey. Paige has had her own. So when you are a clinic that is run by only health professionals that have had a massive acne journey, I feel like it's different from the get-go.
Mm.
Because like Paige said, as much as like the positive changes it affects your partner, affects your family, affects your children, you're not actually just investing in your skin looking good and having like no pimples. It's so much
Mm.
more than that. It's the health of your body, it's the health of your fertility, it's the health of your whole family when you start to become more knowledgeable about what works best for you and your family, and that's what you can take with you for the rest of your life. So it's an investment. Like we have our client Casey, and Casey, she's always says, like, what you've taught me is going to stay with me for the rest of my life, and I'm just so grateful. She
Yeah.
doesn't say like, oh, I've got no pimples now and it's the best.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
It's
yeah,
funny when people will send in their food diaries too, and they'll just be like, um, I don't know, stir fry with chicken and broccoli or something. I'm like, tell me more. Like, explain more.
the
Like,
soy sauce there. What oil did you use?
yeah,
What
yeah.
pan
It's
did you
like,
use?
I want to know everything. I'm a food
What veggies
detective.
are you picking from?
Yeah, like that's so boring. You're not giving me any details. And then
Yeah.
just meet people where they're at. Like if you don't like to cook, like that's fine. But like let's find options that you can go and buy out that are better. Or
Yeah.
if you want to meal prep or don't want to meal prep, like it can be just so simple swaps that make all the difference.
Yeah. And I think people are scared, like way back when in the day when I first went to my first naturopath, I was kind of scared if she was going to put me on like a strict diet or like she was gonna like I just didn't know what
Mm.
she was gonna do. And like she ended up putting me on like oh buckets and buckets load of supplements all from Metagenics, all from
Yeah.
one. If any naturopath does that to
Straight
you
out of a
guys,
pamphlet.
run away ASAP. Like nobody does that. Like you have to customize and individualize to what the person needs. And she put me on all this stuff, and she put me on like the bars and stuff and the shakes, and oh, it was terrible. I didn't get any like really good results because I as a young girl, I should have been taught how to eat properly then. I should have been taught how to nourish my body. I should have been taught how to cook. Quick, easy things like for dinners and stuff. Like my mum had cancer then, so I was doing a lot of the cooking for the family. I was doing like the meal prep and things like that. So I should have been taught that, but I wasn't. I was just given supplements and like bars that you just open and eat and things like that. So I think that's also something that I'm really like mindful of with clients. And I know you are, Paige, as well, especially like our younger clients, that come through is really trying to set them up for clear skin and thriving health and hormones long term. And like you can take that when you travel. Like when you travel, you'll be like, oh, this is the food that I need, or this is what's going to break me out, or this isn't. Like wherever you go in the world, once you learn this knowledge and you walk this path with an acne naturopath who's going to actually teach you and not just prescribe to you, then I think the investment is just like necessary. I think everybody needs to do it, whether you have acne or not, to just kind of do like 3 months and just do like a full refresher, go in, look at your diet, look at your skincare, look at your supplements that you're using, look at what's actually needed, what's not, because a lot of the stuff, and Paige can talk to this because she's in the clinic more than me at the moment, is like taking people off supplements. You cannot treat acne with skincare, facials, and treatments alone. It is as simple as that. You need to treat the cause of acne holistically to internally treat acne long term. You see, a lot of therapists I have spoken to have even thought about going back to uni to study nutrition or naturopathy, but the thought of paying over $70,000 in tuition fees and studying full time for 4 years is just too much for them to manage with their current workloads. I have been helping skin therapists and professionals just like yourself learn how to treat the cause of acne with nutrition, lifestyle modifications, herbal medicine, with great success. I have over 13 years experience in the field of naturopathic medicine, and this is why I have created my signature step-by-step curriculum teaching therapists how to understand naturopathic clinical case-taking skills and how to treat the internal cause of acne. I love seeing therapists step into their role of a confident, holistic, internal, external acne specialist. My therapists, who are Advanced Acne to Glow partner clinics, naturally show up online more confidently because they are able to talk the talk and also walk the walk. This is absolutely key in this industry for your business to be successful and for you to move forward in this field of treating acne holistically. You will learn how to heal your client's gut, balance their hormones, support liver detoxification processes, nourish their nervous system, provide lymphatic support, all using food as medicine and key naturopathic treatment modalities. The level of holistic treatment you will be able to provide to your clients will naturally attract higher quality and more aligned clientele to you, as you will be positioned as the holistic acne expert. This means more income, more long-term results for your clients, more loyal clients, and more confidence in your ability to treat the cause of acne, internally and externally. This is what I teach inside Advanced Acne to Glow, my step-by-step course teaching skin professionals how to treat the cause of acne internally in their skin clinics. No need to refer to a nutritionist, doctor, dermatologist anymore, leaving money and long-term results on the table. You can and you will achieve these results for your clients naturally yourself. Click the link in my show notes or in my Instagram bio to join Advanced Acne to Glow if you would like to become the confident, holistic acne expert and help hundreds of clients achieve their dream skin and health goals. And that's what not a lot of people are talking about. They're like, what's the supplement I need to go on? What's the magic pill? And Paige has actually taken people off supplements, or being like, once you finish that, we're going to take you off that, Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, like I definitely feel like more isn't better, and I've been there myself. But even just going back to the diet quickly, it's you can even have the best diet, and this was me at one point too, but I'm like, I wasn't absorbing the nutrients that I wanted from the diet. So it's like, diet alone just isn't going to fix it either. You need to be like really honing in on your digestive system and making sure you're actually breaking down and utilizing the nutrients, because you can still have deficiencies. But even with hormones, I mean, even with supplements, it's sort of the same thing. Like, are you absorbing all the supplements? And when people take more, this is the thing with supplements, like they will counteract each other and they're taking them at the wrong times. They're combining their zinc with their iron or their iron with their magnesium. And they're like, I it's you've got to be so precise of when you take something, whether it's with food or not, or else you're just doing it and you're actually not seeing any results and your body's just processing it and it's going to put more strain on your liver.
Mm.
So yeah, and I just think I see so many just poor forms of supplements that people are taking, and I'm like, there's actually just no point either. You know, even though it might be cheaper or whatever, it just doesn't mean it's going to have the same effect. And if you're put on a really good form that's going to be utilized by the body, you know, the dose you kind of need taken at the time you want. And that's what we put in our treatment plans. You know what I mean? I try to make it, I don't want to overwhelm anyone. I want to make it as simple as I can, because or else they're not going to take it. And the biggest gauge is when you have your follow-up, you're like, okay, so you should be out. And you're like, they're like, no, I've still got half a bottle.
Yeah, I've got heaps left. And you're just like, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And like, I don't like wasting anything. Like, unless I'm like, oh my God, no, put it in the bin. I'm like, hey, we're just not going to focus on that right now because we can't do everything at once. We've got to have goals. We've got to work through the areas we need to work through. And, you know, like the gut or like the food, like if I say you can't eat something, I'm not meaning you can't eat it forever, but just work with me for a little bit, take it out for a month or 2 months, and then we'll look at bringing it back in. Same with supplements. It's going to change. You're not ever going to stay on the same supplements.
Mm.
And that's the beauty of like when I do see people in clinic, I'm not just seeing you once, here you go and goodbye. We're getting to have the follow-ups and the conversation of how it's going and how you're finding it and the what you notice, because that's what I need to know, because then I can tweak things or change things and understand what's working and what's not.
What I see a lot, and it's a really good movement, I'm not saying it's bad, in the skin and beauty industry, a lot of people are introducing like retail range supplements like over the counter omega-3s or a probiotic and things like that. And it's great. It's not bad. But I think as an industry, you have to be really careful about educating the patient about what's going to be the best form, the best time to take that supplement at the highest strength possible, or the strength that that client needs as per their deficiency. Are they deficient in that nutrient? What's their treatment goals? What other supplements are they taking that can be contraindicated? What excipients, extra fillers are in that supplement that are just going to have to be filtered out through the liver and through the gut. And if they're not moving their bowels every day, I probably wouldn't recommend anything until we get that sorted.
Mm.
You know, it's just so much more than like, here's your omega-3 to treat your acne. See you later. Like it's good, but it's also like what foods are really high in omega-3s in your diet? How are you getting those in rather than just taking a supplement, you know, and it's not at a therapeutic dose. Everything has to be at a therapeutic dose to make a therapeutic effect. Otherwise, it's greenwashing supplements, you know?
Yeah. And even with these retail ranges, like good on, you know, the people who bring them out and having that as their business. But yeah, they're not individualizing it to everyone. And most often I find even their formulas that they'll market really well, they've got so many different ingredient or like nutrients in them. And so it's like sometimes just like less is more. You don't need all that, but they don't know you. So they're just like, more is better. We'll put a bit of everything so it sells better and it looks better. But that's actually, yeah, not the case, I
Mm.
feel.
And the way we do it, and a lot of people are scared about testing, like, because it's an additional price and like, you know, but at the end of the day, like, we write, like, our process is we write a referral letter to your doctor, and 9 times out of 10, every single doctor that we've written a very detailed referral letter to about what the client is struggling with, what their presenting conditions are, what their previous medical history is, what goals they do it. They do the testing in Australia. If anybody else is listening overseas, we're talking about Australia here. And what they don't do, we can source that ourselves. So, like, if you look at the money of it, like just going to Chemist Warehouse or whatever and just buying this supplement or getting just an omega-3 isn't actually going to treat the root cause of what's happening for you. If you invested a little bit of money or you went to your doctor with a naturopath referral form and actually got the black and white results of what was happening, and we customized a script just for you for what you need, and you did that for 3 months, then we start taking you off of it and we start hitting the nail on the head then and there, as opposed to just trying to think that you're saving money, but in the long term, you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agree. Definitely. I do it to myself. Like, I honestly went to order myself probiotics the other day, and I was just like, oh, you're just self-prescribing, Paige. Like, I'm like, it's probably time you do a gut test on you. Like, I'm so busy looking at everyone else's gut microbiome tests, and I'm like, no, I think you need to do this for yourself.
Yeah, because
it's so important, and it's great for, it's just, you just see exactly what's going on, and just no money's wasted, no time's wasted. If you're gonna go on this journey, I just think you've got to utilize, there's so many amazing tests, and if someone can help you find what's right for you, so you're not just buying every supplement off the shelf.
I wish that I had, when that lady filled me up with all the supplements and stuff, I wish she just did blood testing on me and then gave me one supplement or something, or two supplements, and then really helped me with my diet. And that would have definitely sped up my healing journey with my acne, and I would have learned a lot along the way. But yeah, Paige actually used to work in a clinic in Byron Bay, and I find this really interesting. And when I was going through everybody's resumes, in Byron Bay, there was a skin clinic there, and they used to refer a lot of clients to Paige. No, probably nobody really knows this, and Paige will be able to talk about this better than me. But yeah, they used to refer a lot of clients to Paige, and Byron Bay now has changed so much. Back in the day when I used to live near Byron, when I was studying in Lismore in 2011, it was real hippie, really grassroots and earthy. And now when I went to Byron a couple of months ago, it's really changed. But Paige used to see a lot of different skin clients coming in for acne, but those clients also had fillers, Botox, other types of skin conditions, had skin treatments from that skin clinic. And I just loved how Paige had obviously this really internal holistic approach to skin. But I find that Paige is very easy to talk to and not judgmental at all. Because Paige mentioned herself, she was on Roaccutane and she felt judgment from other naturopaths. I felt judged from other naturopaths when I had acne on my face, and things like that. So can you please tell everyone a little bit about your experience working in Byron, and what you when you're getting referrals from skin, professionals, and how you worked with those clients? And yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely feel it's a challenging area to work in, being a naturopath when you're in the Byron Shire, because everyone's a healer or their own herbalist or whatever. You just go down the road and there's it's the Mecca. It's got everything. It's almost overwhelming. So it's actually hard to sort of do, because there's so many different people you can see, and everyone's got their different, ways of doing things. And but I was really grateful for where I was working, and being the sort of skin go-to at that time. And I had one of the skin clinics who would be referring to me. So I mean, that was really interesting. Definitely you've just, as I said before, like you've just got to vibe with the person and trust them. Like it's such a sensitive thing. And I know that like people come with to you and they're just like, they're desperate and like they want fast answers. And I just want to educate and tell them the process of how it is. But yeah, I mean, even if you're still doing all the treatments topically or fillers, Botox, whatever, that like it's fast beauty, really.
Mm.
And we want sustainable beauty. So there's definitely a place where they come hand in hand, like, and they can work together and benefit each other because yeah, you've got to do the internal stuff as well as the external stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to tell anyone, it's not my place to tell them, what they should be doing or what treatments. That's their skin clinician's like job to do. But yeah, it's a tricky one because it's it's just about having working together really with them.
Mm. And like, yeah, them also like going through the process of starting to treat internally. Like some of them may have seen naturopaths before, but I find when you start to like get more energy in the morning, or you're
Mm,
like regular with your going to the bathroom, or you're like your libido has increased, or you finally have a period where you just like didn't get painful breasts, headaches, be psycho premenstrually, and like your period just arrived, and you're like, oh my God, is that what it's meant to be like? Then you're hooked on it.
mm,
You're hooked on like this path of like treating your body internally and like managing all your body systems, what your naturopath can teach you. So that feeling of like, it's like getting a hit of it and you're just like, I just want more. And then you're like, wait, okay, if I'm injecting that or if I'm doing that, how does that affect my body? Where does that actually go? How does that affect my lymphatic system? Just being curious and asking more questions, I think, is always the way to go. We're always learning. And yeah, when you work with a naturopath, ask as many questions as you want, like learn. Don't just receive and be like, okay, yes, like you are the main person in your health, journey. Um, but yeah, it's interesting, like with the Botox and the filler, I often get asked a lot about that and what my opinion is on it. And obviously I read a lot of research papers in regards to like um hyaluronic acid and Botoxin and fillers and things like that. And I always just want to know where it goes in the lymphatics
mm,
or where it stays or how is it everything that we take in, that's injected or that we eat or that we drink is going to have to be detoxified or digested or eliminated some way throughout the body. So that's where I'm always looking at, and there's more and more research coming out about that. But yeah, I'm a bit like yourself. Like I've been to people and they've told me that I needed filler or I've needed Botox like in certain areas of my face and I didn't even notice my face. Like I didn't even notice those areas until someone told me. So
mm,
it's kind of like the chicken or the egg. Like do you even notice it until somebody like says, "Oh, you could probably get a meal done there or something."
mm.
And I was just like, "What?" And then I started looking at it, I'm like, oh, I can see where they're coming from. But I was like, no, I'm good. I don't need that. And yeah, I don't know. What's your thoughts on that personally?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really big thing in society now, isn't it? And I just wonder if it's peaking and then it will sort of go back to like the more because you know how it's all trends, everything like comes and goes.
Mm.
And it's all well and good if you want to be doing that stuff and injecting, but it's like, are you really able to sustain that for the rest of your life? Like, not only the money that you spend on doing it, like if that's where you're investing your money, like to me, I'm like, it it's so silly because if you were just investing it internally, you're gonna reap so much more benefits because you're not going to need to do the other things as much. And to be honest, like I know people too who have relied so much on the external beauty treatments, and then one day they can't get it anymore because something happens or they react or their body just shuts like I don't, you know,
Mm.
just rejects the toxins to it. So yeah, you've got to work both. And even you can sort of have this example for hormones. Like you can be on the pill now and everything's great, but you get off it and then going into like menopause is going to be a nightmare for you because your hormones are balanced. Like you can have all the work done and look flawless and like whatever you want to now, but as soon as you drop the ball, as soon as you've got to like hone back on that, you know, your skin texture is not going to be as good. It's going to catch up with you. So yeah, it's you're like everyone's decision what they want to do, of course, but that's why we have such a place in like don't like get the internal environment right
Yeah.
and focus on like sustainable beauty, not fast beauty.
Yeah, no, that's it. And Paige and I had like a very good chat about this before Paige came on board, and Paige told me like a story about what she did and like that she did some stuff. And then she was like, you go through a whole journey of like, why did I do that? What do I want to get out of it? And then afterwards, she was like, wait, why did I do that? Like, that's not what I want to do, you know? Um,
Mm.
is that something that you like, it took you a long time to kind of figure out, or you kind of just like, because so many people get caught up into the hype of it, but they don't necessarily like, everyone's living a fast paced life and you have to really like slow down, and that's sometimes really hard to do. But how do you feel like that your mindset about that changed after doing a little bit of it and then really just like stopping and thinking and being like, how is this going to work for me long term? Is it like something that it took a long while for you to come to, that you were like, yes or no, or you were still like, oh, maybe like I'll just do a little bit? Because yeah, it's interesting for me, like from a mental health point of view,
Mm.
of like why people want to do it. And yeah, like if they want to do it, like do it. But yeah, I just always interested what's the feelings behind it.
Yeah, I think now like there's pressure sort of to do it, or and that can come with like the areas you live in, you know, who's doing it around you, who's talking about you, talking about what they're getting done, how normalized it is,
Mm.
how accepted it is, or how even, you know, like looked up upon it is. Like I've been with girls for sure, and like everyone's like, I get this done, I get this done, I get this done. I remember being like, oh my God, like I don't like get anything done yet at that point. And I'm like, what do I need? Like, you know, I felt like, oh my God, am I being left out? So it's like you can almost be in that sense of the
Yeah.
um, you know what I mean? Or you can be in the other where people like then judging like, oh no, I wouldn't I'd do that. That's so bad for you. That's so it can definitely be around who you're surrounded by. But I don't like getting, I think it just, yeah, it's about checking in with yourself too and like why you do what you do. And I think it's important to have that awareness around it. I mean, I know for me, it's not going to be, I was intrigued. I wanted to see. I remember like it was a close friend who like did my Botox and like I didn't even get charged, which was amazing. But even she was like, you don't really need much anyway. But and it didn't change my life or anything. But now I'm kind of like, well, because I've had it once, like, does that mean I have to like keep on like doing it? You know what I mean? And
Mm.
but it doesn't, and I don't like anything that I get sort of addicted to. Like remember when I got like fake eyelashes done and I'm like, oh my God, I'm never gonna not be able to have fake eyelashes now. And I was so freaked out because I was like, oh my God, like then I'm gonna end up having no eyelashes of my own. And then when I stopped it again, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe like I was so scared to not have fake eyelashes on it. Now I'm like, I wouldn't even go back there. Like because you change as a person too. So
Yeah.
depends what stage like, you know, you're at. But yeah, that's sort of um that's sort of how I feel about it.
Yeah, no, thank you for sharing. It's, yeah, always like hard to explain to people, like, because people are like, oh, I just went down to the Fresh Life Clinic, and that's where they were teaching like nurses, all dermal nurses, how to inject. And I went down there because I've got a few nurses that I teach in Advanced Acne to Glow, and I just wanted to learn more. I just wanted to see how they train, what they talk about, what they do. And it was really cool to see like a few of the nurses wanted to learn more about holistics and they wanted to know, but they're just not taught that
Mm.
as a registered nurse or as a dermal clinician or for like, additional study unless they go become a naturopath. So I think there's one thing about like wanting to offer clients alternatives and come from an internal point of view, but when there's no one out there actually teaching it, we teach it, and thank God we do. Then there's not going to be like a change. But I feel like there's such a massive need because everyone's wanting to go more natural, internal beauty. And I feel like over the years, I don't know if you feel like it, it's changing towards that, embracing your unique beauty, your individuality. And we're seeing that in our treatment plans as well. And as always, naturopaths individualize everything. Um,
Mm.
yeah, which is really cool. So watch this space.
Yeah, I definitely think natural beauty's got come back. I've always said like I can look at someone who's had all the work done and be like a Barbie doll, or I can look at someone who's just like natural, but I'll always think, oh, be more yeah, like value the natural beauty, because of that, it's easy. Anyone can do the surface things. Anyone can make themselves these days look how they want to look if they want to do that. That's not, there's nothing special about that, but there's something special about someone just being so comfortable in their own skin. And yeah, like just you can see, like you can just tell.
And I feel like clients do that when they feel good, when they
Yeah.
have energy, when they have like their hormones are balanced, when they're not in pain, like they feel good because,
Mm.
and they look good because they've addressed what's happening internally. Like it's so hard to like, shine down the street when you just like have so much period pain, you haven't, moved your bowels in 2 days, you've got acne all over your face. So I feel
Yeah.
like it's like stepping stones. If you don't cut yourself short and just fall into the fast beauty without addressing what's happening internally, because you'll
Yeah.
end up, in trouble down the track.
Yeah, I think that's the stance we have to sort of have, and just working together and accepting where everyone's at and just the education around it.
Yeah, prevention is better than cure. So yeah, a lot of the stuff that we do, and how we're taught as naturopaths is about like they call it the vis medical naturax. I think I butchered that. But it's like the healing power of nature. So
Mm.
naturopaths have like six key philosophies that they work with, and the biggest one that I'm most passionate about is prevention is better than cure. So what we're doing when we're working with you as a client in the clinic, we're actually, you wouldn't come out and say it, but in our minds, on your bloods, like we're preventing potential health challenges because we're bringing the body back into balance. So I think that is worth like unlimited amounts of money, because yeah, the the wealthiest people in the world aren't really having that much fun if they're really sick and not feeling well. So health is everything. But yeah. So Paige, like with you in clinic, like how are you finding working at the skincare academy and joining our team and being in the clinic?
Oh, it's terrible. I hate it.
Yeah.
I
Please.
love it. It's been so nice. Coming from just working solo in my own clinic, now being a part of a team and with you and Monique, and just, yeah, meeting, the clients and really helping them on that journey. And it's so fulfilling, and it's honestly really lovely. Like I love it. helping people get that confidence back.
Yeah, get that sparkle back, feel that energy kick in,
Yeah,
get
and I just love how thorough we go in with everything. Like I just think it's amazing the way you've, set up these packages where they get the testing, we explain the testing, the clients are getting so much help and care. And yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, it's probably like at the end of the day, like more time for us, which is probably not the best for like a time management point of view, but I just can't see us just going to the client in an appointment. Oh, yeah, vitamin D's low, iron's low, we need to do this, we're going to supplement for that. Like, it's just so, it's not educating. It's just like relaying, just shouting at people. That's why we do the functional pathology reports. We're actually like, it's quite a big in-depth thing that Paige does and that we do in the clinic. Like we put all of your results into a table and then we have like our markers. The GP markers are very different to like naturopathic markers. So we have all of our markers. That's why you'll get testing done with your GP without seeing a naturopath and the GP will be like, yeah, you're fine. Peace out. But GPs are looking for signs of disease, to minimize risk in the healthcare system, to, make sure that you're not going to get into serious medical trouble. Whereas we are looking for the function of the actual system. So we go through and we explain all of that to you in a report. And often, like, I probably need to do more social media to like explain that, like what we do. But I feel like that in itself is gold for people because then they are then invested because it's black and white in front of their face. Like, this is your report.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the trick is sometimes to get them to be getting all the testing we want them to get, but
Yes.
what comes back,
And
like,
on day 21, no supplements, fasted first thing in the morning, no gym workouts before, no pre-workouts, or like we take it like pretty seriously because it's like one thing to like just get testing and just randomly do it, whatever. Like just go take your supplement and your like adrenaline drink or whatever, and then do a workout and go get a blood test and send it off. It's like,
yeah, of course it's gonna come back like
not going to be
a heart
ideal.
attack.
Not going to be ideal.
Yeah.
We need like a base, like, so we every time we test, it's on the same day at the same time. You're off your supplements, so we can get like a baseline how you're responding. But yeah, is there anything else, Paige, that you would like to chat about before we kind of wrap it up? It's been such a lovely conversation. I actually didn't realize it's gone for an hour.
Yeah. Okay.
I just looked
Don't want to
then.
ramble on too much. Maybe we'll have a part two where we can get more into
Yeah, yeah,
it.
no,
But no, I
definitely.
think like that was a really just nice, easy chat. Yeah, hopefully, people got something out of it. But yeah, I'm sure they'll contact us if they've got any more questions or want to know anything more.
Yeah, that's it. And if you've got any questions, you can send me a DM on the skincare_academy_, or you can send Paige a DM, Paige Christie Health. Is there any underscores that I missed, or is it just Paige? Paige
Paige
Christie.
Christie Health, yeah.
Paige Christie Health. You can send Paige a message. But in the show notes, we'll have a link to our initial appointment, which is part of our Clear Skin starter package. And that's where all of the clients start. They start in one package. And so we have like what's included there. You'll see the functional pathology report. We do a skincare report. You get an initial appointment, a return appointment, a recipe book, and then Paige also provides customized nutritional support. So it's a pretty amazing package. Like I wish that my mum got me that package when I had my acne. It's actually a great Christmas present. Like imagine like gifting that to like, someone who's just like, oh, I'm so frustrated with my skin. As someone with acne, I wouldn't feel like I know a lot of people feel like I wouldn't feel like judged if someone got me that. Like if my partner or my friend or my parents got me that, I would see it as like a good thing. I wouldn't be like upset at all. Because a lot of people ask me like, oh, I don't know how to support my friend who's struggling with acne. I don't want to like point it out, or, I just don't know how to talk to her about it. Have you come up against any of that?
Yeah, that is a hard one because it is quite an emotional thing.
Mm.
But at the end of the day, like it's not a secret, and but everyone's different. Some people, don't want to act like it bothers them or it's a thing, but that's internally like it's definitely a thing, and it would. But yeah, I mean, I think you just have to judge it by, the person. I mean, I think it'd be a beautiful gift and
Yeah, take the gift and
whatever.
run. I'd be like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
hey, let's start this. I've got all these problems. This is there. I haven't had blood tests for 5
He's
years.
got to deliver it right, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly right. No, you're right. It's got to be, and
And
these
it's
people.
coming from a place of care. Like I've even had friends say, "Oh, I've shown your page to friends I know who, have acne to contact you." And it just, don't make it a big deal. And that's like great. You try to help someone else, or you try to spread, knowledge, or that there's someone out there that, might be able to help you.
I think like a lot of people, like, a thyroid condition or PCOS, can be like hidden sometimes, like, and it's a really internal struggle for people to even understand. So they don't even feel weird about it because they don't, but acne, you can physically see it on people's face. So they're a little bit like, oh, I don't want to like, I'm just a bit not sure how to approach it. But yeah, like I think it's amazing. And I think, especially for younger women and even like women in their 30s, like, the pill is not going to be the answer. Roaccutane is not going to be the answer. Spironolactone isn't going to be the answer. Benzoyl peroxide isn't going to be the answer. Lasering your epidermis off is not going to be the answer. Skincare, facials, not going to be the answer. Facials might look good for a little bit and then your acne comes
Mm.
back. So there's got to be something there that's got to be education, evidence-based, that's going to treat the root cause of your acne. Don't say, we don't want to see you forever. We don't want to see you in the clinic forever. We want to let you go and like we want to see you have your results and then be educated enough to make your own decisions about your health. That's ideally what we want. That's not our business model. We're not trying to like, just keep people forever. We have a retainer package, and then we actually, after you move into your second retainer package, you get $100 off. And then I don't think we really would need to see people at all, to be honest. Like maybe we might introduce just like a check-in or something after that, like just a once-off check-in.
They
But
just want to keep seeing us.
yeah, I mean,
Or
if you
they're
want to
not
keep
doing
seeing us, you can keep
they're not
seeing
doing
us.
what we're telling.
Yeah, you save money doing it in a package, but yeah, our treatment model is like patient-centered, individualized, give you the education that you need, and then, we'll help you on your way. Yeah. All right, Paige, is there anything else that you'd like to finish up with for all of the listeners? If you're still here listening, thank you so much. And we would love to see you in clinic, or if you want to know about Advanced Acne to Glow, you can send me a message if you want to learn how to treat acne. Thank you for listening, and I invite you to check out my Instagram. Let me know what resonated with you from this episode. And if you have any questions, you can find me at skincare_academy_. And I'm really looking forward to chatting with you, meeting you, and I hope you have the most amazing day. And I cannot wait to see you again.